Hi, welcome to Whyspace.
Hey y'all.
How's it going, Becca?
It's good. We're getting in the Christmas spirit over here.
I see her in the background.
Makes me happy. She's tilted a little, if you can tell.
Uh, I wasn't gonna say anything because I didn't know if it was gonna send you into a full panic, but I did notice. I was like, that's got a bit of a lean to it.
Yeah. It's really being held up on a prayer right now, if we're being
Oh,
honest. She's an old one. She's about, I think we've had her for 10 years now, 10 or 12. So
oh.
when we were up this year, Doug and I looked at each other and we were like, this might be her last go around.
This is it. This is it. Well, she looks beautiful.
Listen,
Is the weather Christmassy there now in San Antonio?
well, it rained all morning, and so we actually got a little bit of sunlight. So that I don't know, the cold like it dropped a little bit. We're in
Mhm.
this maybe upper 70s now. So Christmas for us.
Wow, it may snow now. Who knows?
I know I saw the weather this morning or like an article and it said something about New York and New Jersey are about to get slammed with winter weather and they're like it's going to be mid 40s and I was like, "Man, if we could just hit 65, I'd be pumped."
Oh yeah, I know. I had to pack. So we're on a trip this week, and I had to pack like the first day is supposed to be like super hot, then it's like kind of hot, and then it's like super cold. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'll just pack for all seasons in one bag. It's fine.
I know. We had Grayson got up this morning with like a runny nose. He was like, I really don't feel good. And I was like, not today. Today you feel fine. Go to
Yeah,
school.
yeah. I've got that going on too. Judd also has a bit of he keeps clearing his throat. I can't tell if it's a nervous tick or if there's something there.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, we were in the car for 8.5 hours yesterday, and he did a lot of throat clearing. A
I'd have
lot.
to fucking roll out the door. Listen, I
I
can't.
kept I kept saying, "Are you nervous?" I'm not nervous. Okay, then is there something in there? Can we help? Do you need like an inhaler? What's happening? He's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
I can tell you it's very loud. Also, note for the audio, I have a thing on my hand because I seem to have broken my finger in two places yesterday.
Listen, Mandy
Um,
likes to keep her life exciting. I don't. I am very boring, but Mandy always has.
so yeah, and just the other day I was saying like I haven't been hurt in a really long time.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, probably should never do that again. No,
Really?
so Judd had a football tournament and they won.
Woo!
Um, but the guy that was the director of the tournament was very ill prepared. And so at the
Fantastic.
end, when they were supposed to receive their rings, he was 15 minutes away. And so we had to wait around. And so, waiting around, the kids are throwing the football. And I was like, probably need to show off how good my arm is.
Obviously.
So through quite a few passes, impressed all the masses that were there at the 8U tournament. And then I
You do.
decided that one of Judd's little buddies, Jay Vaughn, was next to me. He tried to like get the ball back when they threw it to me, and I was like, no, we're not going to do that. So I just kind of stuck my hand up in there like I was going to apparently catch the ball, but apparently I caught it with two parts of my knuckles,
Oh no.
and I knew pretty.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Headphones died. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
So is everybody here, but that's fine. So I knew I couldn't just drop to my knees because that would be awkward with a bunch of 8U kiddos. And so I kind of walked over to Aaron and I was like, hey, I just broke my finger. And he was like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, mm-hmm. And I held it up and he was like, oh
no.
He was like, I don't want to see that. And I was like, thank you for the support. And so I was like, he was like, what should we do? And I was like, well, I don't really know. Cause we were also going to leave straight from here to drive 8.5 hours. And I was like, I don't.
Oh gosh.
So I turn around and one of the other moms is standing there and I just kind of had my hand and she was like, oh, is your hand okay? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And apparently she used to be an EMT. So she was like, let me take a look. So she takes a look and she's like, yeah, there's a lot going on here. And I was like, great. So yeah, got this splint on it because you can't really do a whole lot for fingers. I mean,
Right.
maybe it needs a pin. I don't know. And so Aaron this morning asked if I was going to go to the doctor, and I was like, "What for?" And he's like, "I don't know, to get that looked at." And I was like, "Just leave the splint on and just see what happens."
Right. Listen, you can Google how long your finger should be splinted and take some ibuprofen, and I feel like that saved you an ER visit.
Right. And we're in a small town. I mean, I could end up losing a kidney by accident. No, we good. We good.
We can't test it.
But I can tell you typing has proved very difficult.
I can imagine.
It's my pointer finger or index finger on my writing hand.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
So yeah, I slept great last night. That's what I want to tell you.
Well, so it sounds like you got beat up this weekend, but you know who didn't get beaten up?
Who's that?
Was Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Neither of them got beat up.
Listen, I think we're just here to hang out, slap each other around. I have to admit, I was very stunned to find out you were watching the fight.
Listen, I do nothing in the boxing, fighting, WWE, any of that realm.
Very out of character. Yeah.
But then, Grayson came home and was talking about it, and it was going to be on Netflix. We didn't have anything else to do. Some of the other people were talking about it. I was like, well, let me just turn it on. Let me just see. I did not realize that at 7:00 on Netflix, the fight did not start.
Oh, no. You have to have all the openers.
I had no idea.
It's just like
no
a
idea
concert.
that Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were going to do their Thunderstruck. Had no idea we were going to have extra fights with. Listen, there was one fight that was, well, a couple of them were way better than the Jake Paul fight, but the girls' fight.
Then did you see what happened to that one girl's eye? Her eyelid?
Not. They kept putting the camera right on it.
That's going to be hard to cover up.
Listen, they were fighting, and she didn't quit.
No. I mean, her
She laid
eyelid
on the
was
ground and said,
open.
"Play XYZ at my funeral because I'm not getting back up. This is it. This is how I go."
I mean, her eyelid was split open like the Grand Canyon. It was
disgusting.
Oh, it was disgusting. I thought that's going to take staples, stitches, duct tape. I don't
Every
know.
time she went to her corner, they kept putting a salve on it, and she didn't even flinch. Listen, you were right here.
Right there, she's got a lot of brain issues already.
Listen, I don't know what that is, but crazy comes to mind.
Yeah. So Mike Tyson lost with bunny ears. I mean, I don't even know if I'd call it a loss. I mean, I know they just did it for the money, right? I mean, we weren't there to
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So before, because again, we don't know this. This is not something we normally talk about. It's not something I get invested in. But Mike Tyson had been putting out a couple of Instagram videos or things showing him practicing, and he can sell a fight. Because I started thinking maybe it is a legit fight. I don't know how Jake Paul fights. I don't know if he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He is not. So I thought, well, maybe it's legit. And as soon as the intro started, immediately I was like, oh, this is elder abuse. This is not okay.
This is elder abuse. Man, we actually know a bunch of people that went to it.
Really?
Yeah, people were all in.
I would venture to guess at least 75 to 85% of the people that went to this fight went because of how big of a PR thing it is, not because they actually ever watch fights.
Well, and no one surely thought that it was going to be this vigorous thing, when you watch UFC or something where it's we're really fighting to the death. Surely no one thought that.
I did think maybe there would be a few good punches. There was maybe Tyson got one punch on him, and I think Jake Paul maybe got one. I will give mad props to Jake Paul for realizing this is
not a good look for me. Yeah.
And
I will say
knocked this guy out in the third round, and then what have we done for PR and marketing here?
Yeah. And I mean, I am not a fan of Jake or Logan Paul, but when it comes to PR, the boys know what they're doing.
They're impressive.
To be so not talented, not attractive, a lot of things they're not. They are they're very PR minded. I do believe that Mike Tyson slapped Jake Paul harder in their press conference before than he hit him in the actual fight, though.
Which made me think this had to have been a contractual thing because he at least needed to get one good something in to show I'm better than this.
When they slow-moed that slap across his face and Jake Paul, Paul's face just kind of like distorted. That's pretty much what my finger looked like yesterday. Yeah, it was interesting. My dad actually used to box in the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
No, so I mean, I didn't ever see it happen, of course, because I was a
Yeah.
little kid and he was already retired by the time I was born. But so he always kind of, I mean, he didn't like religiously watch fighting, but like that would have been a fight he would have watched, you know?
Right.
So I always have kind of a mild interest in it, but like I'm not gonna buy it on pay-per-view. Like I'm not doing all that. But I mean, I do have grave concerns about Netflix's ability to stream live events, though.
Well, they were clearly the loser of the night. That was embarrassing.
Like real bad. Like what am I paying what do I pay? Like $29.99 a month?
Well, so apparently, and I don't watch, there's a show called Love is Blind that apparently did their reunion show or something live, and it also did not go well.
Okay. So we're going to put the NFL in there.
Right. I would have thought that they would have figured it out, but then the fight showed us that they did not. Now the NFL is going to stream, is it Christmas Day?
Yeah. With Beyonce singing.
Listen, we got a Netflix. I know you have enough IT guys that can figure out what's going on here, but we need to get our servers together.
Listen, I'm an IT project manager, so if you want to throw in a free subscription to Netflix and some salary, like I could be available. Just saying.
Did you see Antonio Brown was live streaming it on his X account, his Twitter account, and it had millions of people watching because no one could watch the Netflix version. And I was like, listen, he's crazy.
There's another guy with very few brain cells that knows how to market. Like, maybe that's our problem. Maybe we're too smart.
Okay, let's go with that.
That feels right. Feels good.
Yeah. So,
well,
crazy.
Speaking of some marketing genius, our friend Taylor this past week was in Toronto.
She was.
With the Canadians, the Canucks, and we did not get Rep TV.
Shock.
Did you see? Listen, now it's getting ludicrous. Did you see where people were like, "Oh, she's playing Toronto and then Vancouver? That's TV, Taylor's version."
I have seen that, and listen, that's where we know we are really stretching you guys.
It feels very low hanging, is what I will say.
I appreciate the commitment, but
yeah, Godspeed to you. It's not happening this year. I'm convinced even more now, but I did not get to stream any. I didn't get to see anything. I did catch like the surprise songs on the Twitter or the TikTok. Yes. I'm not sure which ones. There were some celebrities, but not like, I don't know, not like, I mean, Mariska Hargitay, or however you say her name. She was there. The Hunt women were there from the Chiefs organization.
Right, and Coach Reed's wife.
She kind of looks like she fits in because they all have blonde hair. Let's see, who else did we see? Oh, Aaron Dessner was there. Of course, people freak out every time he's there.
Ross was there, and his family was there. Ross Travis.
Yes. Oh, and Reggie and Sarah Blackburn, that are Trav's friends from high school. They were both there and brought all their families.
Yeah.
So gosh, I do love the intermixing of the worlds, and I do apologize for the sound. I'm just in an open lobby in a hotel.
It's fine. Guys,
but we're very professional. Let's see. I was going to review the surprise songs. First of all, the first night, the kid that got the 22 hat, I'm pretty sure was Travis Kelce when he was a little boy, like doppelganger style. That was crazy. The first night she did My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, and This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. Okay.
Yeah.
And then on the piano, she mixed False God and 'Tis the Damn Season. I've lost the I've lost the memo. I don't know what we're doing now. I don't know. I can't follow the storyline at all.
Well, and we went way too hard into the Easter eggs and the what does it mean? Listen, guys, sometimes it just means those were the songs she picked. Sometimes she's just singing them.
Yeah.
They just together.
Yeah. I'm now convinced that she's like, I'm tired. I've been doing this for 7 years now. And so like whoever's there and they're like, hey, this is my favorite song. She's like, bet we'll do that.
Yeah.
But the second night she did I Don't Want to Live Forever and Mine, which was definitely a mix-up mashup for Trav, and it was very cute. And then she did Evermore and Peter. totally don't understand how those two go together.
Yeah, that seems like a weird mix to me. But again,
so I saw a new theory that now Peter is allegedly her. And so she was telling herself this pain is not evermore. Peter? I don't follow.
listen, I don't think so.
I think that was a stretch, as they typically are. But night 3, my girl, Gracie Abrams, came out. And they sang their song Us together and then mashed it up with Out of the Woods, which is always epic. But also, you have to remember that though Gracie Abrams is the daughter of J.J. Abrams, so she is a Nepo baby.
Mm-hmm.
You have to remember, though, that she is still like a Swiftie from the day she was born. And so the fact that she got to go on stage and she got to sing Out of the Woods with Taylor Swift, like, what a moment for her. Like, Gracie, sure, she's blown up. I love Gracie. Gracie's amazing. But, like, that is epic. That is a moment that, like, I'm just so excited for her. Yes. And it was so good and so fun. And then she, of course, played You're on Your Own, Kid, because it's every other show. And long story short, so again, I don't follow, but sounds like Toronto was a blast. I thought for sure she was going to fly out of Toronto and head to Buffalo because our Chiefs went to Buffalo. But it appears that she just went home to New York and did not go to Buffalo.
Well, she didn't go. She hasn't been going to all of the away games that she could.
I don't know. I just thought it was like conveniently close. It's like apparently it's like a 30-minute flight.
Well, and I'm wondering if she had to it was such a quick turnaround too, because she'll do a couple of shows this week and it's, excuse me, then it's Thanksgiving. So I was like, maybe she was going back home to take care of all of her stuff. So as soon as she's done with this next set of dates, then it's like family time and she can be with them. Possibly.
Probably had to go get the Christmas decorations to head down to KC.
I like how I try and logically make sense of her life based on how I would do things. Because clearly, same, I
mean, that's what I would do. I'd just hop on my private jet and.
Right. Let me just knock all this. Let me run my errands and then I'll be good to go.
I saw a lot of people say that she didn't go back to Buffalo because people were kind of rude last year when she was there. I don't think it was that. I just think the girl's got a job. I don't know if y'all know. But excited for the Toronto fans. And so then let's see, do we do Toronto again this week or Vancouver? It's Toronto this week, Thanksgiving, and then Vancouver, and then we done.
Done.
Yeah.
So question, do you think that she will do anything, not necessarily announcement wise on her very last show, but like something special? Like that's a big deal to be wrapping up this whole Eras tour. Do you think she'll do something to acknowledge that, or do you think she'll just end it and it'll be a normal show?
Oh,
right? I go back and forth on what I think.
Listen, it's not an audio issue. I'm just so, I don't know.
I know.
I kind of have, and I don't know if this is because this is what I want to have happen, or because of like, again, you think marketing genius, right? So at that point, the book and the anthology double album will have come out on vinyl because that happens like next week.
Yep.
And so then you're talking about the week before her birthday, Christmas. She's already released her holiday shop, which people get very into. Did not find a thing. Now today there was a candle that released that I thought maybe, but I didn't do it. I know all the numerology stuff. I get so lost in that. Yeah. I still think, though, that this debutation thing, I can't get away from it, of the double album of Debut and Reputation. Right. And so I'm going to just say for right now that I think at the last show she's going to announce that's coming out in February.
Okay. I mean, I definitely think strike while your iron is hot. Not that she's ever going to be somebody that has a downtime where she couldn't release something and it sell like crazy, but like you're in the heat of it. Now would be the best time to be telling us everything. Listen, if she could tell us when that documentary is coming out, I'd be super thankful.
I was just going to say the only other thing is, and probably more likely is she'll announce a documentary of the tour.
Which is Miss Americana was so good. And we got so much behind the scenes and personal that we never get from her.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom what we're going to get.
I'm pretty sure we will die.
Yes.
That's all I can think. I saw where they were showing that they were videoing even like their little pregame. No, wrong sport. Their pre-show like little circle
Their
up that they
rituals and
do.
stuff. Oh,
Yeah, they were
that's
filming that. So I'm like, this is going to be epic. So probably most likely that's what will happen at the last show. She'll announce that. And I bet it comes out on New Year's Eve.
I'm down for that.
It would be a quick turnaround, but
It would, but I mean, listen, how much more do they need to be filming?
how long can the thing be? I mean, it can't be 5 hours. I'm good
Well,
if
and
it is.
also music and stuff. I'm sure they put that together and already edited. So really, you're just tacking on those last pieces.
Listen, if you're
Listen,
not watching
it's got to
right
be
now,
easy, right?
got a whole herd of people having a convo. So
Love
yeah,
it.
I don't know. I'm getting sad though because I'm worried. Like, is she going to go into hiding? I don't think she's going to though. I don't think we're ever going back to that time period. Based on what she said in the Times article, I just don't think so.
No, I don't think,
Do you,
obviously we're not going to see her as much just because she's not going to be touring, but I do think because of how much Travis is active in the off season and how much he travels, I do think that we're going to see them out and about and still get like our pap walks and all of that stuff.
I was going to say, do you think we get a pap walk this week? It sounds like she's in New York right now. So do you think we're going to get a pap walk?
No, I don't think so. Just because she doesn't normally do it when she's right about to do a turnaround for tour.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we could all be surprised, but I wouldn't expect one.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
No.
Now, the outfits lately have been as confusing as the surprise songs, but here we are.
I don't like them. I don't like the plaid. What are we doing?
Plaid
Even
and
if,
yellow, orange, and plaid.
like, what does it mean? I don't get it.
What does
And
it all
there was a lot of like astrology things as well.
Yeah.
Previously.
And see, that's, I saw somebody saying the other day, like, I can't relate because she wears such expensive things. I can't relate because I don't wear celestial things.
No, listen, leggings and a t-shirt.
Yeah. And they don't have a moon on them or Saturn, Mars, nothing.
No,
it's not my
nothing.
vibe. She looks great though.
Yes.
So she missed the game in Buffalo yesterday, and
So did the Chiefs, apparently.
So did the Chiefs. So much to talk about with this. Now, I will admit, I was watching this while we were in the car until apparently we like crossed somewhere. We were already in Arkansas, but we got somewhere far enough into Arkansas that YouTube TV decided it was out of my network.
Fantastic.
So I had to switch and watch like the ESPN app where it just shows you like the little cartoon of the ball going a direction. That was real fun. That was real fun, especially on the last play of the game. I was like, what is happening? Okay. And then the ticker already told me before I could see the little ball in the air.
Yeah. Great.
It wasn't great, but not scary to me.
No. And listen, it's one of those things where we knew this is going to be one of their hardest games to play. The whole day was thinking, like, if we lose a game, first off, nobody wants to be the Bills because there's such that, like, test between the two of them. However, I was really thankful that the loss was to the Bills and not a throwaway team. Like, can you imagine if their first loss came next week in the Panthers? Like, that's not something.
Lord. Oh, Lord. No. Yeah.
But I just felt like this, maybe some of them needed it, not your veterans, but some of them needed to realize we're not invincible here. Mm-hmm. And while, yes, previously we've been able to make all these bad plays, but we can come around and do it. Once you're getting to this upper echelon of some teams, we got to have that locked down. So I was real excited to see that our new kicker that we've picked up now that Butker is out, he did great.
Yes.
I was super thankful for that. I was nervous for him, not really our points. I was just nervous for him because I thought, man, they're not going to let you live it.
That came out of left field. Just a regular old Wednesday. We get a text all of a sudden that Butker's out with knee surgery. Had to get his meniscus trimmed. We couldn't wait.
Right?
That seems like an odd thing to have
happen.
happen.
A really weird kick. Like listen, I don't know anything about kickers, but he like kicks and goes all the way down to his knee.
Well,
I don't notice that on others. So I'm like, is it your technique that messed up or it was just a fluke?
Yeah, I don't know, but it does scare me. No, I was not disheartened that we lost at all. I mean, I don't like to lose, but I was kind of like what Patrick said in the press conference. He was like, I mean, being undefeated wasn't our goal. I mean, like,
Yeah.
sure, that'd be cool, but I'd still rather win a Super Bowl. Same.
Right.
Same.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, the Bills still don't have it. Like, they still don't have the magic ingredients, in my opinion, to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. I still just don't see it. Josh Allen, phenomenal. I love the kid. I think he's great.
Well, and they've always played their best and their hardest when they play
Yeah.
the Chiefs. That game
I mean, the
means a lot.
Chiefs are still the first in the AFC. Like,
Right.
again. So, yeah, and I don't know. I did see some interesting statistics. And I kind of wonder, like, what's the coaching? Andy didn't call me this week. I don't know if he called you. Spags, I missed a Miss Spags call too, but
Sure.
I was reading like the percentage of plays that each player played in the game. That sounded like a riddle, and I didn't mean for it to. This is not like a woodchuck chucking wood here. But it was very interesting because like it was showing like of the offensive plays, like Patrick was in 100% of the time, obviously, right? On defense, Justin Reed and I think Trent McDuffie were the only two defenders in on 100% of the plays.
I did notice they kept switching out our defense.
So
Our
I'm
defense
wondering, like,
never warmed up.
Yeah.
And
that to me, something is weird in that world. But then also on offense, there were some weird things. Travis played 80% of the plays, which was actually really high for him.
Yeah.
Hopkins, D-Hop only played 62%. And I'm like, coming off that game you just had, and you've already played the Bills this year.
I kind of wondered maybe we didn't go all out and put our guys there because
that's what I'm thinking.
A more physically tested game. And maybe we were trying to like save some of our guys. I'm not totally sure what the thought plan was.
What I think. I think that, I mean, again, I'm not saying we like threw the game. Like, did they want to win? Sure.
Right.
I don't think they were putting everything out on the field because they know they're going to meet back in the playoffs and everything they have new in the playbook.
Surprises.
Yeah. That's what I really think. Kareem Hunt, it was like 30-something% plays
Right.
that it was so limited. There's just no way. There's no way. And so I just think they're like, hey, we're good.
Yeah. Noah Gray, he went off.
Yep.
Thank you for that. He was on my fantasy team.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of fantasy, did you win this week?
I did. And all of my players haven't even played yet.
I beat my husband. It was kind of family week this week. So I was super thrilled. My other teams in my other Taylor Nation leagues not doing so hot.
Yeah.
One league, I have not won a game.
Okay.
Seems very weird. Very weird. But let's talk about some other NFL games. Are the Eagles legit?
Listen, I feel like it's too early to say that.
We're at week, 11? It's still too early?
I think it's because they're not consistent enough for me that I just can't tell. Because it's like some weeks, Coach Sirianni and Kellen Moore are on it with what they're calling and what they're doing. And then the players are all there. But then we have other weeks where I'm like, what are we? We're a veteran stacked team here. So what do we do? I'm not sure. But they play the Commanders on Thursday night this past week.
Right.
Which I fully expected the Commanders to win. I thought it would be a close game.
Okay.
But I really thought the Commanders might come out on top just because when it's a good team and your expectation is high for Jalen, that's when we see all the interceptions and the bad plays.
Yeah.
So, and really, they didn't look fantastic until like the fourth quarter. And it was like they came alive and we could figure out how to do everything. Saquon Barkley had himself a day. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns within like a minute.
These people that keep talking about either Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry being the top MVP candidates right now, or even Josh Allen, I'm like, are y'all watching Saquon Barkley? Like, it's a no-brainer to me, but maybe I'm just biased. I don't know. I was impressed with the Eagles' defense and what they did with Jaden Daniels. I don't know if his ribs are still hurting.
They said they were before the game. They said it was still like an irritation for him.
But I was thinking the Eagles were going to win. Just again, you know how I get about proximity based on the fact it was in Philadelphia. I just was like, surely they're going to win.
Yeah. Jake
but
Elliott, we're going to need to get that together, sir.
What is going on with the kickers this year? They're all getting hurt or they suck.
I don't know. I can't remember who was announcing the game on Thursday night, but Pat McAfee had texted them during the game and said, I think they'd have better luck pulling somebody out of the stands or something like we've seen better kickers on College Game Day. It was something
which is legit.
My God.
Didn't the kid this week on College Game Day, didn't he win like $800,000?
Nailed it. Yeah. So 400,000 went to charity. And then I guess there was a girl that got drawn. And so they let her pick somebody to kick for her. Cause I think she was like, I can't, there's no way. And so they were like, well, we'll let somebody kick. So he kicked. So he got 200,000 and she got 200,000.
I mean, I don't know. Now I want to go try to see if I can do that. I've tried quarterbacking, obviously, with my now broken hand, but
why not?
I'm going to try kicking now. Might as well.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about Aaron Rodgers?
Always. I always want to talk about his downfall.
I was going to say, I always want to talk about him when he's losing. So that's this week.
Listen, it was close. It was a close game too, which they hate that when they like get that glimpse of like, we could have had it. You couldn't have. But I like that you feel like you could. So they played the Colts this week, and the Colts started Richardson. They did not start Flacco.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
I think they flip a coin each week, and they're like, who's going to be our starter? And then that's what they go with. So this week it paid off.
Seems weird.
Yeah. So ending score 28-27, last play of the game when, Rodgers maybe could have done something, he threw an interception. So
yeah, that's like what he's known for is that like Hail Mary pass that he always like wins the games back in Green Bay, not 40 years later in New York. Yeah.
No.
Sorry for your luck, A-Rod.
And then I saw a stat that said winning percentage, like Zach Wilson and then Sam Darnold both had higher winning percentages than Aaron Rodgers has had. And I'm like, God, that's got to sting a little bit.
Yeah, I think I saw, what are they now, like 1-5 since they fired Salah?
Yeah, it's not good.
That worked out real well for you. Seems like he was really the problem.
Yeah. No. I haven't been watching Pat McAfee's show. I think it's on Tuesdays when Aaron Rodgers comes on. So I have no idea what smoke he's trying to blow up in the media. But I mean, at what point do you start saying like, maybe I'm the problem? Because he's already come out and said he wants to play for the Jets next year. Probably because no one else will pick you up, sir.
I was going to say, I'm sure the Jets are thrilled beyond belief. Please come back.
I don't remember how long his contract was for, but I'm sure they're like, listen, we got to pay him anyway, so we might as well
I was going to say, I want to say it's like a 3-year contract, but I wanted to say that they had like $45 million in dead space for him next season anyway. Like they really crapped the bed on this one.
I wonder, like, he's not going to another team after this. Like this is not a Tom Brady situation.
No.
And this is how, like, he had a good career. You weren't horrible at the Packers. You've done great things, but this is what you're going to retire from. And this is what your legacy is.
Mm-hmm.
That's not great.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. All right, let's talk about the Raiders and the Dolphins. Your boy Tua.
Right. Which I didn't watch this game, but they did win.
Well, there you have it. Apparently, Tyreek Hill is playing hurt. He's got something wrong with his hand.
I think he's always playing hurt, right?
Listen, BT Judds, this is totally beside the point, but at Judd's tournament this weekend, the 6U was playing a couple of games before Judd. Apparently, one of Tyreek's boys is on that team.
Makes sense.
I was like, oh, of course, because they were like, yeah, and his name, I think, is like Tyreek, the second, third, whatever number we're on. They were like, yeah, that's his son. And I was like, oh, well, and he's the little guy, a little 6-year-old. He's a wee little thing, but
yeah,
I'm sure he's got kids at every city, but
Can you even? That's probably why he plays hurt. He's got to keep a contract.
He said he'd rather cut his arm off than not play. And I was like, well, he's got a lot of money to pay some women. So,
because his wife should be due pretty soon with
baby
number 12 or 13. Jeez. First for them, but 12 or 13.
and not his first this year. So
Yeah.
there's that.
The question more was like, what's going on with the Raiders? This was not what I expected them to look like this season. And it seems like there's so much inner turmoil, which they like rallied around their head coach and we want him to be
They
signed.
had me wanting the guy. Like I didn't.
Right.
I don't
And
even
then
know.
they sign you, and it sounds like there's a lot of not great things going on.
No, and we talked about it last week, I think, with the whole every time they lose, Shador says whatever he says. But now I've been hearing rumors about maybe Dion going to the Giants and drafting Shador.
Listen, nothing's going to surprise me, but I feel like the Giants, and I think I texted you this earlier, I don't know that it matters who you get as a quarterback. I think there's so many issues in that organization that if you draft someone like Shador, even if you don't hire Dion onto your payroll, you're going to be getting an earful from him, and he's not.
Yeah. No coach is going to want Shador or Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Maybe Travis more than Shador, but nobody's going to want Shador without Dion there.
No. So it's going to be real interesting to see how that shakes out. But the Giants really, and they're not even starting
Daniel Jones
this week.
Well, and I will say, though, the Raiders need a quarterback. That is, to me, that is the number one problem in Las Vegas is they don't have a quarterback.
Right.
Because Gardner Minshew and, Aiden O'Connell's hurt anyway.
Right.
Did we ever figure out who Gardner's backup is?
I don't think we did.
It's not even worth me Googling. That's how bad it is. Don't even care.
Don't even care.
But yeah, the Dolphins, again, to me, it's another disappointing season for the Dolphins because they're still not going to make a run. Like, it is what it is.
Especially with Tyson coming in.
Well, exactly. But
Self-done hype, but yeah.
Same thing they do every year. Let's talk about the Lions. Not overhyped.
No,
but
they're showing
confusing,
up.
But not overhyped.
Yeah.
So Jared Goff, he threw 5 interceptions last week against the Texans, which I would have said at the beginning of the season. Remember, I was all in on the Texans, but then they've not really been what I thought. And so I don't know, but they played the Jaguars this week, and
6-52. 52.
Judd won his first game this weekend, 52-6 as well.
Well, look at that. Listen, sounds like Judd could go play for the Lions. But maybe he could play for the Jaguars and help them out.
I'm out on that. Listen, I'm going to pull a Dion and say that my kid can't go there.
Jaguars, first off, did Trevor play? I didn't watch this. Or is he still injured?
I didn't watch it either. I was literally only watching my Twitter feed about this game to find out if Doug Peterson had been fired yet.
Oh, it sounds like a whole bunch of people need to go.
Maybe just call it a day and quit the team. I
have not followed, I haven't watched their games to be like, oh, like their offense is pretty good, but their defense is struggling. Or if it's like across the board, everything's having a problem. But you just gave Trevor Lawrence a massive extension and a huge payout. So you're not getting rid of him.
Highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
What are we doing? So there's got to be a coaching issue. There's got to be maybe some ownership issues. But we got to clean house because that's bad. I mean, you're venturing into Panther territory and no one wants to be there.
No, nobody needs to get there. I did see that the owner of the Jaguars has a new, what do they call the fancy yachts? It's not just super yacht, but there's like a word for it.
Like a mega yacht?
That doesn't feel right either. But anyway, it's something of that nature. And it was like $385 million. It's in the Bay right now in the Jacksonville area. I think we may be more focused on boat purchasing than winning games. I don't know.
Well, but aren't they also getting a new stadium? It's fixing to be in the works.
For what? For football?
I'm almost certain that I have seen they're getting a massive new stadium, like $1 billion.
I could think of a lot of use for that money that does not include the Jaguars getting a new stadium. We got problems at Arrowhead. Listen, our locker room looks like the high schools. Like, come on now.
Yeah, NFL owners approved the Jaguars Stadium of the Future set to open in 2028.
Well, that's what, 3 years from now or 4 years from now?
So maybe that'll help them.
Listen, I don't know. That seems like a lot.
But how are we? I can't imagine that their ticket sales are very high. So now we're getting a new multi-million, if not billion-dollar stadium. Your owner has a yacht. Do we think fraud? How are we getting all this money?
Well, isn't he foreign? I can't think of his name. I just know he has that black mustache. Maybe he doesn't know how football works in the States.
Oh, Shahid Khan.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know because, overseas they play soccer.
Okay.
Maybe that's the problem. Somebody should just probably teach him which sport we're in.
He's the owner of an auto parts supplier.
Like AutoZone?
It's called Flexengate. And he's an immigrant from Pakistan.
Well, apparently it's profitable is all I can tell you because it's not the Jaguars paying for that boat.
Yeah. So that was
speaking of stadiums, the Cowboys. Listen, my best friend is going to the game tonight. She is ne'er a Texans fan nor a Cowboys fan, but her brother-in-law is a huge Texans fan. So they're doing this for his birthday. So they're going to the game tonight. I was like, take your sunglasses. You may need them. I don't know.
Truly. You truly might. So we're recording this on Monday. It'll come out Tuesday. So the Cowboys will have already played. So we don't know what that outcome is going to be like. And I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly don't know who's going to win tonight.
Which is the most confusing thing. I go back to where I was preseason. This was the Texans' year. I was confident. What happened? What happened?
I can't figure that one out because you didn't get a ton of new players on the Texans. So I feel like your momentum should have kept going. Is it
Stephon Diggs? Is it a curse?
That's what we've always said.
Listen, in one of my fantasy teams in Taylor Nation's league, I have CJ Stroud, and to win, I need him to get 22 points tonight. How do we feel?
You know what? He might. I wouldn't be shocked.
It could happen. We'll see. I'm going to go Texans on this one just because I feel like the Cowboys have just quit.
Well, I'm going to go for that reason, but also they don't have Dak. Not that he did great, but your backups just don't tend to play with much confidence usually. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know if they've named who's starting tonight. I don't know if it's Trey Lance or Cooper Rush. I would imagine they're going to start Cooper Rush. I would not be surprised if Trey gets
plays. Yeah, both of them play. So is Micah Parsons back?
Yes, because he played last week.
That might hurt my 22 points.
We'll see. He might get re-injured because he doesn't. I don't know that he stayed in.
I don't know.
So I just don't think the Cowboys are trying to win. And by trying, I don't mean the players. I think coaching-wise, I think they have given up.
Well, listen, Jerry's got him one of these fancy yachts too. God, I wish I could think of the name of it. They've got one of those too that his daughter and her kids seem to always be on. I need to figure out what to do in life to get me one of those. I don't even need the mega kind. I just need a regular old boat, a little speed boat with a sleeping bag.
Bravo Eugenia yacht. $225 million super yacht is what Jerry Jones has.
Super yacht. Gosh, that was a hard word to think of. Super? Really? I don't know why you people come for this content.
Listen, I'm not a boat person. I don't like to be in the middle of water where if I need to get off, nope.
That feels right for you.
To go on a cruise. You couldn't pay me.
Oh, no. I'm not going on a cruise, but that's because I don't want to be on the water with 180 other 1,000 people.
Listen, I don't understand buoyancy and how that boat stays above water with all the people and the luggage and the pools and I'm just not convinced yet that it's going to stay up.
No, I'm not convinced I'm going to be on the Titanic, but I don't want to be with that many people. And also I do not like tight spaces and the rooms are like the size of a closet. And I have a very large husband. It's too much.
I can't fathom us having Doug and Aaron in a room on a cruise ship.
What if Judd was with us and he had that? What if Judd was with us and he's got that throat clearing thing going on?
We'd jump off.
I am going to be the one lost at sea.
Right? You and I would find that emergency that's hanging on the side and we'd be like, we'll catch you guys later.
Just holding on, yeah. No, it's of no appeal, but I do love a good boat. I love going out on the water, but yeah.
No, thank you.
With all those people.
But Jerry Jones enjoys it, so good on him.
Well, glad he's winning at something because it's not football. Let's talk about some upcoming games. Speaking of the Cowboys, they've got the Commanders next after the Texans. And I'm going to go ahead and call this a big L for the Cowboys.
100%. Yeah, Commanders are going to be taking that one.
I hope Jaden Daniels goes off and has like the best game of his season.
Well, they're coming off of a loss. Yeah. So I think that's going to make them play harder, but then it's the Cowboys and you don't want to be embarrassed by them either.
No, you don't.
100% I'm going Commanders on that.
Now, Patriots, Dolphins, I mean, I would have thought this isn't really this would be, in the words of Jason Kelsey, a nothing burger, but I don't know. Drake May
is going off.
Listen, I should have started Drake May this week over Lamar Jackson.
Which that's a wild sentence to say.
Wasn't ready either, but I'm just telling you, I still won, thankfully, but barely. If I had played Drake, I would have done better.
Like, part of me wants to say the Dolphins have this, but Drake, he has something. He's going to be a special player, I think.
Love that kid.
So and I've heard so many people around the league make comments about Drake May, and they're like, he's one to watch. So
yeah, but you know how I am on location. This is in Miami.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Miami.
I am giving the edge to Miami in this one, but I don't think it's going to be a shutout.
No, I don't either. I think they'll hang. I mean,
yeah.
Who knows? The Chiefs are going to Charlotte on Sunday. We actually thought about going to the game because we're going to be in North Carolina for Thanksgiving. But here's the funny thing. On a typical Sunday in Charlotte, you can get a Panthers ticket for like $20. But because it's the Chiefs, they're $700.
Are you kidding me?
I know. I'm like, gosh, Taylor's not going to be there, people.
Oh my gosh.
There's no way. So we're not going to go, but I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to say. Nobody better get hurt.
Listen, we never bet against the Chiefs. And that's all I say on this. We don't bet against the Chiefs ever.
I'm going to need us to hold on 1 second, please.
Okay.
So yeah, we've never bet against the Chiefs, but I will just say, I really want us to get out of Charlotte unscathed. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't want anybody to get hurt, especially in a stupid game.
Do you think we have the potential to go up so high in the first half that maybe the second half we just play like our second, third string? Because that's always.
I wondered if we might play them at the beginning,
just to try it out,
just see where we go.
Carson Wentz. It's not like our backup QB is bad.
I know. I'm just saying. I do think we'll see more of, like Justin Watson. I think Miko probably, as long as he's still healthy. I think we'll see a lot of them. I'm thinking Carson Steele's probably going to get a lot more.
I think Noah Gray will play a lot more. I don't think they'll play.
You know who hasn't played at all is that Jared Wiley kid.
Remember he get injured?
Oh, you're right. He tore his ACL too.
Yeah, he was out for the season.
Yeah. Again, it's the Panthers. Yeah. Anyway, we don't go against the Chiefs anyway. So
yeah.
49ers at the Packers.
I don't know.
I really don't know. George Kittle so Kittle set out yesterday and I was like, oh, what happened? I went and looked. He had like 12 injuries.
Uh-huh.
It was like literally every single part of his body had something wrong with it.
And Nick Bosa got injured this week.
Oh,
I don't know how significant it is. So I don't know because he was out at least towards the end of the game. They didn't put him back in. So I don't know what he's out for.
Oh, but another one. It couldn't happen to a better guy. Not a fan.
I think I'm going to lean Packers on this one.
It's in Green Bay, so you know how I feel. I like Jordan Love.
I do too.
So yeah, I think I'm going to go the Packers too. Okay. Eagles at the Rams.
Initial thought is the Eagles, but I'm not going to be surprised if it's the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, my initial thought is for sure Eagles, but every once in a while, Matthew Stafford will throw 600 yards, and so you just never know.
Listen,
and it's in LA, so
what is
I don't know. That's kind of what's been going on in the NFL. Any other NFL thoughts for right now? Are you still leaning Chiefs Lions?
I sure am hoping so. I think that would be one heck of a game.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid it's going to be two teams that aren't as interested, and they just lucked out in the postseason.
Yeah.
So I think we all want a really good matchup.
Yeah. Well, in things that were not a good matchup, the Texas Longhorns came to Fayetteville this week.
Oof.
Now, I say that, but it was 20-10.
I was about to say, Arkansas's defense showed up. It was not an embarrassing loss by any means, considering.
No, I mean 20-10. I mean, that's not. I didn't get to see the game. Judd was playing at the same time, and I kept checking the score, and not a lot was happening. And then at the end, I looked and I was like, "Oh, 20-10. That's nothing to." I mean,
Yeah. No,
that's what we are as Razorback fans, though. We're like, "Oh, that's not that bad of a loss," and we count that as a win. So,
well, but I think considering the team that you were playing, not bad. But it just seemed like Arkansas didn't play poorly, but it was like they could never cash in on any momentum if they started to build it. And I think that's just what got them.
That feels right. Almost always winning. Yeah, always almost winning. Yep, it's us.
Yeah.
Did you watch the LSU Florida game? I know your sister was.
I watched the fourth quarter, and
Same.
boy, did they come out swinging. Florida did in the fourth quarter.
Billy Napier is like, I am not getting fired. It's not happening.
Well, I mean, they've already extended his contract, so. But I think maybe he thought maybe I should earn it.
Yeah. Hey, I don't feel good about myself, but yeah.
Listen, I don't like seeing the LSU players lose, but boy, do I enjoy seeing Brian Kelly lose. That man.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. That might just be the episode title this week. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
It's on record. I've never been an athlete. I didn't play for any sports. So the whole coaching and athlete dynamic is kind of lost on me. However, I do understand that some people have to be coached hard. And I do understand that that relationship can be a little hostile sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that Brian Kelly speaks to his players, from what the viewer can see,
not pretty.
Beyond disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like I just. Listen,
like you shouldn't talk to any human that way.
Long contracts. Let's give a coach a 2-3 year contract max, because then if we got to pay him out, it's not as much. But I think he got like a 10-year contract.
And again, we go back to he came from Notre Dame. Like, who was he playing to now be in the SEC?
Yeah, I just bad hire all around, but. Man, 16-27. It stayed pretty close until that fourth quarter, but then Florida just went off. So I don't know if somebody said something on the sidelines or if LSU players said something and Florida was like, we're not losing to them.
The Missouri-South Carolina game was so good.
Yeah, we didn't watch, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe not for Doug, but I mean –
no, it did seem like Missouri started to make more of a push in the fourth quarter and really started to do something. The only problem was that every time they did, South Carolina had an answer for it.
Yeah.
So you could do as well as you wanted.
He's doing something there. I'm still mad at him because he took Rocket Sanders from the Razorbacks, but I mean, he's used to for a while there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so
have they played Clemson yet this season?
I don't know.
I think it's like coming up. I think they could take Clemson. A lot of sentences I'm saying this week that I never saw myself saying.
No. Football 2024 doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Did you get to watch the Tennessee-Georgia game?
I had it on, but I wasn't super intent on the game.
That was the one I had it on, and I couldn't get interested, which is weird.
Especially for a Georgia game. I thought I could get into it, but no. I think in the beginning, Georgia kind of gave Tennessee this false sense of like, oh, we got this. We can do it. Mm-hmm. And then they came out because Tennessee did not do it in the second half. Not even field goal. Nothing.
I think Georgia was real mad when the college football playoff rankings came out last week. I think they were big mad.
Yeah.
And they were like, listen, we may go to jail a lot, but we still deserve to be in the top.
But we're still good football players.
I mean, like we can still play ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see this week. I'm sure they'll jump up a few. We've got some really good SEC games coming up this week.
We do.
Texas A&M at Auburn.
I never pick Auburn. As an Alabama fan, I hope Auburn always fails.
Well,
But
I wish all ill will towards Auburn now for what they did to Gus. And
Yes.
I'm a partial A&M fan, but it is on the road. But I'm still going to go A&M.
yeah, I'm going A&M.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we got Lane Kiffin headed to Gainesville. Ole Miss is playing Florida. Florida's coming off a huge LSU win, but it's Ole Miss.
I see, and I always wonder when they come off these big wins, do they think we got this? And then they don't practice quite as hard.
Yeah.
And then it's an upset. I don't know. I'm still going to go Ole Miss just because Jackson Dart has really kind of come into his confidence a little bit more. Lane Kiffin does not like to lose and have to talk about it in the press conference. So I'm leaning Ole Miss on this.
I'm leaning Ole Miss because I think that Florida put everything in the kitchen sink on the field.
Yep.
And so Ole Miss now has the tape of everything.
Everything.
That's what I'm thinking, which is, again, the opposite of what I'm saying happened in Buffalo with the Chiefs. I think they're like, we're not putting anything out there.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got Colorado at Kansas. Now, I have texted y'all. I know that no one is ready to admit it yet. Is Colorado finally legit?
I mean, I still don't think they would be as good as they are without Travis. You don't have Travis.
Okay.
I don't know that you could do any of this. I'm going to give it to Colorado. I think that they'll beat Kansas. But I can't, my emotions towards Colorado are so confusing right now.
Get there yet?
I think that I like Deion as a person. I don't like him as a coach. And I don't like
I think that's almost a spicy take to say you like him as a person.
It might be. I just like, in general, he seems like such a genuine guy. He seems over the top.
Okay.
But he seems like a genuinely good, decent human being that I'm like, I really want to like you.
I don't know. I don't know that I can go that. That seems a bridge too far for me, but I'm going to go Colorado in this one, even though it's in Kansas. Okay, Missouri's going down to Mississippi State. Surely Mizzou's got this, right?
I mean, you would think. Mississippi State really hadn't done anything this year.
Could it be a trap game?
It could, but I think with Mizzou coming off of a loss, they don't want to then go into another loss to a team that's not doing well at all.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it to Mizzou.
Now, this next one, you had to fix the show notes because I was a week behind in the games that I put in there. And I typed them in there like they were. I get so confused on our scheduling. It's just a lot. Anyway, but this one, I don't know why, but it made me chuckle because you put Alabama at Oklahoma University. Like, who else? What? I guess you were just implying like OU as opposed to like OSU. Did you think I was going to get confused?
It was more because I thought I was going to get confused.
Okay. All right. So they're playing Oklahoma University for those of y'all that some of you may call that the University of Oklahoma. I don't know.
Whatever.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going Alabama. This is at OU.
100%. I'm going. What is OU's record? I didn't even look it up, but I thought they weren't legit this year.
This has the scent of a trap game.
Listen, every game has had the scent of a trap game with Alabama this year.
I am also going to go Alabama, but I just want to scare you for a minute. See what you. Now, OU's terrible this season. I'm going to guess they've won 3 games.
I think so. It looks like they've only done that. So if Alabama loses, guys, let's just hang our hats up.
Now, speaking of hanging our hats up, you have Louisiana Tech is playing at Arkansas. Okay, guys. Listen, we've already lost UAB this season. If we lose Louisiana Tech, I'm hanging up my shirts.
Listen,
I can't do it.
I don't think the fans would allow a loss here. I think that if they start to lose, you're going to have some students come in and suit up and just go ahead and win the game for us. I'm taking Arkansas, but
you joke. My godfather was the quarterback coach for the Razorbacks back in the, I guess it'd been late 90s, mid 90s. All of our quarterbacks got hurt. He had to go down to the intramural field.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad. So I mean, things happen. But yeah, I'm gonna go Arkansas on a prayer because if it's not, I am done. Listen, Sam Pittman, you are a wonderful human being, but listen, we can't lose Louisiana Tech.
Right? No, can't do it.
Can't do it. Any other college football thoughts for us?
I don't think so.
All right, so we're just holding out to see if Colorado's legit, and we'll just see what happens next.
I don't even know if I'm going to know if they're legit even at the end of the season.
She just can't make a call.
I can't.
Well, do you have some opinions for some questions? Sorry, a fly just nearly took me out. All right, let's talk about some questions. So when I picked these questions at the time, the Chiefs were undefeated. So the first one starts off a little iffy, but we'll get
Which
there.
I could not believe you even put this question on there. Didn't even want to answer it. When a team is undefeated, we don't talk about them being undefeated.
Oh, you're so superstitious.
I am.
You end up holding up the boats in the ocean. All right. Cedric asked, will the Chiefs go undefeated? No, Cedric, they will not. Then he said, do they need a loss to get them ready for the playoff run? Yes, I totally believe this.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm glad we got it over with. Now we're done with it.
Yeah. In my notes, after I put we don't speak on this, I did put, it's very difficult for any NFL team to go undefeated for the whole season. Yeah. I think that's a far reach. But I agree with you. I think that we needed a loss under our belt, especially to a team like the Bills, that we need to come in with a vengeance during playoffs. So I think this loss was actually really good for the Chiefs.
Me too. Like, I think it's a good thing. I've got my Chiefs shirt on today. I'm proud. Still.
Yeah, especially for these like rookie players and these new signed players. I think it's really good for them to, when they lose to a team like the Bills, what is it like when you go back into the facility tomorrow and then like what's that atmosphere like? Because you're going to see the veterans really step up and start saying, okay, it was one loss, we're on to the next game, and then they're going to talk. So I think it's probably really good as a whole for them.
Yeah, agreed. From Rochelle, if you were a college football coach, which of these jobs would you take and why? And she listed Alabama, USC, Texas, Georgia, or Clemson.
So for this,
Okay.
I put, if we're going to assume that I'm going to coach, then we're going to assume that I would be a good coach for them.
Oh,
so
yeah, clearly. Because none of these jobs are slough jobs for sure.
Right, no. So I picked two. My first one was that I picked that I wanted to go to Texas just because I want to tank them.
Okay. Little inside job. All right.
Good coach. Who
Okay.
wouldn't want to go and coach for the Alabama?
Not me. I didn't pick that one. Didn't even think of it.
Yeah. Listen, I would be the next Nick.
This is the same thing as DeBoer. Why would anyone ever want to go coach at Alabama now? Because you will always live in the shadows of Nick Saban.
Yeah, but it's on your resume.
But if I'm a good coach, I want to be the star.
Okay, we'll go to Clemson because they need it.
Well, just so you know, that is what I picked was Clemson. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't pick Georgia because I don't want to have to deal with all my players getting arrested. That would stress me out.
That's fair.
I can't go to Texas because I have morals. So it was between USC and Clemson for me, and just paying the taxes on how much of my salary in LA. I just can't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a good one from Gabby. I just rewatched One Tree Hill, and I'm still unhappy all these years later. Gabby, so sorry for you. How do you think the show should have ended, or did you like the ending as is? First of all, I got to tell you something. I don't know about you. You may be different. I feel like you're probably going to be different. I cannot rewatch a show.
Not one like that.
Okay, you can't either. For some reason, I felt like I could see you doing that.
If it's like a Seinfeld, Big Bang, Friends, that kind of thing, I can rewatch that over and over. But something like One Tree Hill that's more drama prone, one and done.
Yeah, and like you're gonna have to like watch the whole thing and not just pick an episode. I can't do that. So props to you, Gabby, for doing that. I don't know why you did that. If you were already upset once, why you did it twice. You didn't really give us any context either, Gabby. But what I was going to go off of here is I'm assuming you did not like that Lucas ended up with Peyton. Is that what you're mad about?
I would think so.
Because otherwise, I'm like, what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
So let's just pick that storyline. How did you feel about that? Were you happy with that ending?
I was never a Lucas and Peyton fan. I didn't like them together. So I didn't really care that I didn't like that they ended up together. I didn't like that they left the town. Like they moved off. That one was weird too. I did have to go and like Google a little bit because I watched this in 2009.
I was going to say it was a minute ago and I have not rewatched.
And I'm pretty sure I watched it on the DVD set. Like I didn't even watch it when it's live.
Yes, I actually think the same for me. I think I may have seen some on TV, but
I actually think I still have the DVD for all the seasons upstairs. Now that I think about it,
might bust them out. Gabby might want to borrow them for her third time.
I don't even know if I have anything to play them on. Yeah, I think for me, I'm more of. We know that I love a Hallmark movie, so I like everything neat and tidy and wrapped up in a bow at the end of a season. So I did like that all of the friends kind of come back together for that Jamie's basketball game. And so you kind of see how they're all still friends and their families still grow up together, and that Brooke still stays there and has her own shop and buys, childhood home. So I liked how it ended. Wasn't there like the kidnapping with Dan?
Many a kidnapping, yes.
Yeah, and then Dan
Jamie got kidnapped once. Haley got kidnapped. Nathan got kidnapped. I think Lucas got. I think everyone did.
That's right. I think that must have been like when the viewers were like tanking, and they were like, "We gotta throw something in here."
Yeah. It has been a long time since I've seen it. I did not go back and Google it because I just have a standard spicy take about One Tree Hill. I love that show.
Okay.
The worst two characters on the entire show are Lucas and Peyton.
I 100% agree with that.
I cannot stand either one of them. I can't stand their personality. I don't like them in real life. It's a whole thing. I think they are both the worst part of the show. Brooke is by far the best part.
100%. I don't like them in real life, but I don't feel like their writing was done really well for them either. So that didn't help their case.
Yeah, they were like the king and queen of cheesy. And of course, she had to have a heart ailment and almost die when he had already had a heart ailment and almost died. I mean, it's just too much.
It was a lot.
But I love that Brooke found love finally, that she had the babies, that she bought her house, she had the bros over hoes. So that part of it I loved. But I'm telling you, if you're talking about Peyton and Lucas, could not care less. Could not care less. So apparently what is becoming a common theme on our show is apparently y'all like when we recast things. And I saw this one, and there's so many in our inbox of things to recast. And it really takes a lot. This one to me was kind of like low-hanging fruit and kind of like I don't really care, so I picked this one. This is from, I think, Coretta.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Charlie's Angels has been redone already, but who would you cast in a new version? And don't forget Charlie. Thank you for that part. That is important. Though we never see him, so who cares who he is?
Right. I don't know that this will surprise you, but I've never seen a Charlie's Angel movie.
I can't decide if that surprises me or not.
I feel like it shouldn't.
I don't know. It's cheesy enough is why I kind of think maybe.
It is. But if you think about the time period when it came out.
Yeah.
I
don't know if this will surprise you. I've never seen Charlie's Angels.
That actually does surprise me.
Does it? No, it does. I'll be honest. I picked this one and I struggled because I don't care. I don't know. I know there's 3 angels. But apparently at one point there was 4. I did look at that.
So I was like, pick 3 really hot people and then pick one person that has a really distinguishable voice.
Okay, so that was kind of what I went with, but I didn't know if they were supposed to have certain personality types, like if this one is more this. So listen, Coretta, if you were looking for a well-versed answer, you came to the wrong show.
We went straight off the looks.
Yeah. Who'd you come up with?
Okay, so I did Zendaya. I never know how to say it right.
Yeah, it's Daya. Okay.
Margot Robbie.
Okay.
And then for the other one, I flipped between either Emma Stone or Blake Lively.
Oh, sure. Now you're going to come in with Blake Lively. Sit down.
All right, so Emma Stone it is.
So Kristen Bell's not in this show for you today? What are we doing?
Fit. Go.
You say you went with Emma Stone?
Yeah. Listen, if you're going to give me so much hate about it, I'm just going to go with Emma Stone and give you a reason.
Okay, well, I don't know if this is going to shock the audience. That's the exact cast that I had.
Stop it. Are you serious?
That is, I had Margot Robbie. I did not waver on Blake Lively. She's not fit for this. Emma Stone and Zendaya. Please tell me who your Charlie is.
Okay, so I strictly went off of like a voice that always sticks out to me. So I went Harrison Ford on this one. Just because his voice has just always, like when you hear it, I'm like, that's a solid old man voice and I like it.
Well, I
Yeah.
decided to spice it up a little bit.
Okay.
Because like everything is like we're changing the ethnicity, the gender of everything. So I made Charlie Kristen Bell
Look at you.
because
So
she's the voice
progressive.
of Gossip Girl on Gossip Girl,
That is true.
and she's
She has a
fantastic.
distinguishable voice too.
Yeah,
That's a great
Kristen
pick.
Bell. I'm sure
Okay.
you do love that pick. You're a big fan.
Listen. Wow.
Big fan. I don't know how many weeks it's been since you did that to me, but clearly haven't let go.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's clearly always going to stick.
Yeah. All right. Well, would you like to do some Y factor?
Let's get into some Y factor for the week.
All right. What are you not liking?
So what I'm not liking, I have two.
Okay.
One of them is now that we're like in the holiday season, Thanksgiving is next week.
Mm-hmm.
This is like when everybody is starting to do their Christmas shopping or we just want to feel the holidays when we go out and about. I don't get out of the house a ton, but like we were out this weekend and a little bit last week, and it just the stores, I feel like we need to up it, guys. I don't feel like our decorations are as much. Our sales are not as good. Please get on with the sales.
The sales probably are more important, but okay.
I feel like holidays when you're out and about. And maybe it's San Antonio. No one enjoys living here. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but not loving it.
It's still hot for you too. That's probably
Still hot. Yeah. So I have that, but then also I've searched to find a perfume because I feel like at my age I should have like a perfume that I wear and not just like a body spray. From like
Bath and Body Works.
First off, why is it so hard to find a perfume that smells decent? I don't want to smell like leather.
No.
I don't want to smell like musk, whatever that smells like. A man outdoors hunting. Listen, I would like to smell like vanilla-y and sweet and florals. And like when I walk by, somebody's like, oh, she smells really good. Not like, oh, I bet she was sitting in a cigar lounge. It's weird. But then also, if you do find one, why are they $300 for a little bottle of perfume? What is it? Are fairies like making these? I don't understand. I don't understand how this is so expensive.
Yeah, that is no joke because I used to have like signature scent. Does someone who's a nobody have a signature? I don't know. Anyway, I always wore Burberry, and my mom got it for me for every Christmas. So apparently, and I'm already out this year, and so I don't guess I'm going to get any this year for a lot of reasons. So if anybody wants to kick in for my Burberry, it actually just hit me that I probably won't get that this year. But the other day, I was like, maybe I should try something new. And so I was reading some article, and it was talking about the perfume that Taylor Swift wears, and it's a Tom Ford. And I was like,
oh, I have heard that.
Listen, if she can wear it, maybe I should wear it too. That bottle was $600.
I was about to say, I've heard Tom Ford's very expensive.
That smells like something I can't afford is what that smells like.
Like I'll be smelling it at the store.
Yeah, so I am currently scentless, and maybe for quite some time now. I don't know. But
the last actual perfume I bought was Lucky brand, and it was the pink.
Oh, okay. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Well, that kind of tracks with what you said you wanted to smell like, because when you said like vanilla and florals, like all it's screaming to me is Bath and Body Works.
Yeah. I like sweet smells.
Oh. Now, listen, I don't want to smell like I've been like hanging out at a cigar lounge either, but yeah, it can't be too sweet.
I love it.
I need a little grit to it. I need my Burberry. Apparently it's my signature. I guess I'll buy my own. Maybe my son can buy me some. I'll just put that out in the ether. Okay, so what I'm not liking, I have some beef right now, over beef with Taco Bell.
Oh, do tell.
Okay. So I think you and I may have discussed this when we were in Dallas. When we were eating fast food, because that's what you do. So double-decker taco supremes. Okay. That used to be my signature, if you will, item for taco. They were so good.
So good.
Well, I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if it's everywhere, but right now they're back.
Again?
So apparently Taco Bell is doing a 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s campaign, and they're bringing back like some items from each of these decades. Okay, first of all, number one, I did not know that this was just like a thing they were trying right now. So I thought it was back for good. So first of all, I'm already upset.
Okay.
Apparently it may go away again. Listen, here's the problem. they've got the ratio wrong.
Yep.
So if you don't know what a double-decker taco supreme is, you get your tortilla, your soft tortilla, and you slather that puppy with beans, refried beans, okay? Apparently at Taco Bell, there's a bean issue, and so we don't have enough beans in it. Doesn't come all the way to the top, so, okay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Then they put the hard shell in. Then they put in their beef and the supreme fixings.
Yes.
There is no flavor to the beef anymore.
That is true.
I don't know what the deal is.
Listen, we should call the Tuies. They own a bunch of Taco Bells.
Okay, so I was talking to Retha about this, and I said the same exact thing, that we need to call Leanne or SJ or somebody and figure out, Collins, what are we doing? What's happened? She says it's because the beef is no longer real.
I don't guess I ever knew it was real, to be honest.
And I said, well, that's fine, but at least give me all of my beans.
Right. I don't care what it's made of. Listen. Right.
I've never assumed it was something good for me. I always knew there was some filler, but
I'm not eating a Taco Bell because I'm worried about my health.
So Aaron tells me I should order extra beans the other day because he says, you've got a problem with this. You should. Let me tell you what happened.
Oh, no.
Ordered some extra beans. My double-decker taco supreme came sans beans, no beans in the wrap. They literally, it was stuck together by nothing. It was just in the wrapper, and they gave me a cup of beans.
Let's talk about, what are we doing, guys?
It's too much. I have too much happening in my life for this to be the situation right now.
We need Taco Bell let's get it together, guys.
So I've got beef with the beef at Taco Bell.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay.
All right. What are you loving right now?
Okay. So I brought my things with me. I grabbed them out of my bathroom.
I love a good show and tell.
Right? So I'm getting older. And I had a doctor's appointment where the term perimenopause came up. And it was like, maybe we should think about this in the future.
Note for the audio, she's younger than I am. Great. Okay, go ahead.
And I just feel like everything changes on your body after you have kids. But then after you hit 35, I feel like everything goes to crap. So I am on a journey to find a good facial moisturizer, especially living in Texas. It is crazy hot. But as my skin is getting older, I'm noticing that I really need to up my game. So, but also I don't like to spend a lot of money. So you're not going to find me spending like Tatcha type money here. So I have found two that I really like and I use them differently. So I have a L'Oreal Hydra Genius moisturizer.
Okay.
This got to be less than 20 bucks. It's guaranteed less than 15 bucks. I like this one. It's really lightweight.
Very large.
It is. And it's glass. Like it feels legit. I like this one for under my makeup. I don't want a thick like cream if I'm putting makeup on top of it. So this one's really good for that.
Okay.
And then Vanny cream.
Well, dear Lord, that is enormous.
Huge jar. It's like $10 or $12, I think. Thing lasts forever.
I was going to say that's going to last you till your post-menopause.
Yeah. Nothing fancy about it. This one is really good on days that like I'm not going to wear makeup. And so I just do like my face skincare routine, or when I wash my makeup off and do my skincare and I sleep in this at night. It's a real thick one. Okay. So good. And guys, these are not expensive ones. So Vanny cream, moisturizing cream is your thick one for at night or days that you don't want makeup. And then this L'Oreal Hydra Genius. Listen, if you don't do any other skincare and you just put this on, it makes you look like you have done like 15 steps. It's fantastic. So highly recommend.
To Jamie B. Golden, our episode here. Okay, I like it. I would like to note for the audio that y'all need to take a look at the wrinkle because I guess we will record next week. But on Wednesday of next week, this puppy is going away. I mean, I guess, is it going to be like completely gone?
I think, doesn't it take like a week or so to set in?
I don't know, but I can't wait. I can't wait.
You have to take before and after pictures.
Listen, the crater is very famous. So I'm getting Botox next week or Dysport, whatever. Getting it done, getting my whole face done, and I'm getting my whole face lasered.
Oh.
So listen, when I come back, I may look like at least 6 days younger. Probably. But if the crease is gone, it will be worth the pain.
I can't wait to hear about. I didn't know you were doing the laser, so I'm really.
I didn't either. He just told me. It's one of my best friends owns a med spa in North Carolina. If you're in Hampstead, you should go check them out. It's called HD Aesthetics.
Okay.
You should hit them up. Tell them I sent you. It doesn't do anything for me. But
Probably doesn't do anything for you either, but
yeah, no, it's probably not at all. But yeah, so he was like, yeah, I want to do this laser thing all over your face. And he's like, now for like 3 days, it's going to look like you've been like skiing. And I'm like, I don't care, whatever. Be at your house the whole time anyway, so I don't care. So I'm super pumped about that. But I have 2 things that I'm liking as well. Numero uno. I finally, after a decade of asking, got a pair of cowboy boots.
yay!
My husband bought me cowboy boots like 4 days ago now, I guess now, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
They're going out for their first ride tomorrow. Not really a ride, people. I'm not getting on a horse. But they're going to be worn in public for the first time tomorrow. So I'll make sure to take a pic of them. They're super comfortable, but I got to tell you, real hard to get into.
Oh yeah, boots are not. It's not
Like
a slide.
Aaron calls it the shaft. I don't know if that's right, but like the part where my foot's got it's a whole family involvement to get me
It's
in
like
them.
a mathematic equation to figure out the angle.
Did you know that boots are so complicated that you can buy an apparatus that you kick your heel into and it pulls the boot off for you?
Yes.
Like you should know at that point, this is too complicated. But there is no apparatus to put it on you except for your 6'5", 350-pound husband who can get you in them. But I'm super excited about them. They are an Ariat brand. I sound very
full on cowboy boots.
We went to the boot barn.
Look at you.
We went to the boot barn in Olathe, Kansas. So I will put a pic up of them. I'm super excited to wear them tomorrow. They're comfortable. Now I have to stand for several hours tomorrow, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe crippled by Wednesday, but we'll see. But that's number 1. Number 2, we talked a little bit about this at the beginning, but I have had it on repeat because I loved it so much. The surprise song mashup of Us and Out of the Woods with Gracie and Taylor.
Yes.
So freaking good. Y'all, I don't care if you don't like them. It's so good. So that's my one.
I like it. Those were great.
I know. All right. Anything we're missing?
I don't think so.
I guess we will be back next week, pre-Thanksgiving, so we won't tell you Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I'll tell you Happy Early Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Be jumping the gun a bit.
Get off of work.
I mean, Becca's already got her tree up, so who knows, really? Yeah. She's probably already cooked the turkey, too. I don't know.
Who's to say?
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye, y'all.